Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys That Magic. This is Hunter and Shane. Say what up, Shane.
What's up, nerds?
September 6th, 2024. We are back with another spoiler video for Duskmourn, House of Horrors. Got some cool stuff today.
All right.
Are you excited?
I'm actually really excited. I
How
like
do you
all
feel
these
about this
cards.
set?
I'm loving
Okay.
it.
All
I
right.
answered it before you even asked.
Yeah, I love it. I love the enthusiasm. Let's go. Let's go ahead and just get started. We are only talking about the rares and the uncommons, and actually one common today. Not a lot. Like I said in the last video, they are stretching the spoiler season out pretty thin. So we are getting less rares per day. So let's go ahead and talk about some. The first one is the Mind Render. It is 3 blue mana for a 10/1. It's a legendary enchantment creature nightmare. It says it can't be blocked. And it says if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage, and each opponent mills that many cards.
That's so stupid.
Isn't that cool?
No, it's so stupid, dude.
So I like how it says each opponent,
Uh-huh.
which is fantastic for Commander.
No, it's
So
not, but uh-huh.
three. This could be a technically. This could be your commander. It is a legendary.
That's
Um,
true.
so 3 blue, hit someone for 10. The table mills 10 cards. I like it.
It typically mill and commander sucks because most mill is targeted. This if you were a mill player, I'm sorry. Like Steven is a mill player. I'm sure he loves this card. This is gonna
Yeah,
make people mad.
yeah, for sure. And if I open this, guess where this is going? It's going straight into my Captain and Gathrod deck
It's a
because
nightmare. Fantastic.
it hits all those boxes.
It really
It
does.
mills. Yeah,
I guess the
I
only
love
thing
it. I
you have to
mean,
be worried about though is like you're not really dealing combat damage when this is on the field ever. So that's not a thing anymore. So be careful with that.
well, yes. I'm just gonna be milling a bunch of people.
It's true. 100%. I'm just saying combat damage will no longer be your strategy to win. So
Yeah.
be careful.
I know this is a nightmare, and Captain and Gathrod does care about horrors.
Oh yeah.
So,
I said nightmare. That's
but
my
this
bad.
is yeah, this is still really good in that deck though because mill.
Milling, true.
Yeah. I like it. It's gonna be super annoying in standard too.
Salty card is salty, I'll say that.
There's gonna be a mono blue mill deck with the Jace as well, and it's just gonna be cool. I lost,
That card
and I can't.
that deck was already a cool I lost deck, dude.
Yeah, that was control though. It was
That's
blue
true.
white,
That's true.
and then there was like the win con was Jace, but now it's just like I'm just gonna start milling you from the get go. Here's a
Yeah.
3 mana.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Appreciate this. Let's go ahead and move on. This next one is Omnivorous Flytrap. It's 2 and a green for a 2/4 creature plant. It has Delirium, which means whenever it enters or attacks, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, distribute, distribute 2+1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures. Then, if there are 6 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, double the number of +1/+1 counters on those creatures.
It is a wall of text.
It's wall text, and it only works if you got Delirium. So this card is literally just 3 mana, 2/4. Doesn't do anything until it's turned on, essentially.
It's true, but when it is turned on, it is pulling its weight.
And it's pulling its weight. It is pulling its weight. I think it's pulling its weight more often with the first clause rather than the second clause.
Yeah.
6 card types in your graveyard is hard to do.
Yeah, it's kind of hefty there, I guess. But I would imagine this is being played in a self mill and a dredge deck and a maybe not for standard, obviously, just talking about commander, but
Let's go through and talk about the card types you can put in, right?
okay.
You've got the permanent card types of like land, creature, planeswalker, artifact, enchantment, battle.
Six,
And
okay.
then you've got instant, you've got sorcery.
We got eight.
So there are 8. So I mean, if you can get all, how often are you running battles?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Take away planeswalker and battles. Everything else is pretty doable. You have those other ones in your deck, probably.
It's a very diverse deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're right. But even just getting the first delirium part, the top part, that might be good enough for this card.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know about this card though, because I know there are other ways to put counters on things. This is just another way, and you have to kind of self mill. So in a self mill deck, is that good? We'll see if this sees a home. I just don't know as far as standard goes.
Yeah.
But as far as like EDH, Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Self mill decks are always gonna love
I
this
know.
card.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. Self-milling drudge and all that shenanigans.
All that shenanigans. Let's move on to a reluctant role model. It's 1 and a white for a 2/2 creature, human survivor. It's got survival, which means at the beginning of your second main phase, if reluctant role model is tapped, put a flying, lifelink, or a +1/+1 counter on it. It also says whenever reluctant role model or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on up to 1 target creature.
That's kind of cool.
Look, it's a bear, Shane. Also,
Wow, it's
if
a
you
really good bear.
notice, if you notice
This
this
is the
in
this
the
is the creeping death thing, right?
yeah, lurking evil,
Lurking. Thank you. Okay. I was gonna say, is that really in the art, or am I being scared right now?
you are being scared. It is the lurking evil art. Normally art, normal art, that little creature in the
Just
back,
gone.
not there.
Got it.
Yeah.
I like this card. I like that it's adding the counters itself, and then this kind of reminds me of like a Ozlith at home kind of thing, dude. Moving
Yeah,
counters
the
around.
survival mechanic in this set is very interesting because you've got Convoke in standard right now,
Hmm.
which you can just convoke all these cards and then it just turns on the survival for all those cards. Like we saw that card yesterday that said when it attacks, you can tap down as many cards as you want, tap down all your survival cards, and then they just do things.
Yeah.
Um, and you can also just swing in with this, right? So if you swing in after combat, you could put a flying, a
Yeah.
lifelink, or a plus a counter on it. Seems pretty good.
It's very flavorful too. It's got to survive the combat to get to the second main, or do what you said, how you can just like tap it by itself. But
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it.
So this is going to see play in standard 100%. It's a nice 2-drop
Yep.
in mono white.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you see it?
Yeah. 100,000% stamp of approval. It'll see play.
Moving on, we got a room again, Shane. Look at this.
Look
It's
at that.
Unholy Lobby and Ritual Chamber. Unholy Lobby is 2 and a black. Once again, it is an enchantment room. It says at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. If you control a demon, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Otherwise, you lose 2 life. It also has a Ritual Chamber, which is 3 and a 2 black, and it says whenever you unlock this door, you create a 6/6 black demon creature token with flying.
Hmm. I think I'm gonna be playing this on Unholy Lobby pretty much always.
Yeah,
I don't really see. I
drawing
mean, yeah,
cards,
you get the
losing life.
6/6 demon, but like, I just see that. I'm yeah, drawing a card at the beginning of your end step seems really really good.
It is really, really good. And I think I don't know that I mean it's just bonus, right? You play on
Yeah.
Holy Lobby on turn 3, and then 2 turns later you can just make a 6/6, and
Yeah,
then
I guess that's true.
as long as that 6/6 stays alive, you're now drawing a card and gaining 2 life, and
Yeah,
opponents losing 2 life instead of
it's
you.
true. So there is upside there. And I mean, if you're playing a deck that has demons already in it in EDH, then that's just value town. Great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see this seeing play in multiple formats.
I like that you can
I
draw
am
to the
here
end
for it.
step too. Stephen would probably point that out. You get the
Mhm.
card advantage immediately.
You do. Yeah, you don't have to wait till your upkeep.
Well, good card, good.
Good card, good. It's kind of like a sped up Phyrexian Arena. I mean, granted, you're losing 2 lives instead of 1, but you are replacing that effect, like you said, at the end step instead of your next upkeep.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it. And that was the last rare. Let's go ahead and move on to some uncommons from today. This first one is Piggy Bank. It's 1 and a red for a 3/2 artifact creature boar toy. And it says when it dies, create a treasure token. This is statted so aggressively for red.
Is it 2 mana 3/2?
2 mana 3/2 with upside. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it seems good. I thought we've seen 2 mana 3/2 before in red. Is it
I
just
mean,
because of the treasure?
the treasure has it's the upside, right? It's the upside part of it. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's true. Like red needed more treasure, right?
Yeah, it's it's so good.
I think that if you're again, you're the standard player. I can't speak to that. But EDH, you're running a treasure deck. You're probably putting this in now.
You are probably putting this in. And I will say, as far as standard goes, like primo removal right now is go for the throat, and this just dodges that because it's an artifact creature.
True.
Um, so Granted, it still dies to go cut down because its total power, its total
Yeah.
power and toughness is 5.
Yeah.
But if it dies, you make a treasure, and then you just ramp into something. So awesome. It's really good.
Isn't there another removal in standard right now that only dodges like the mercenaries or something, right? Didn't that just come out in Thunder Junction?
It kills non-outlaws,
No, yeah,
but
yeah.
there's so many outlaws. It's
So
not
people aren't running
playable.
that. Got it. Okay. Cool. Well,
Yeah, good
aggressive
card, good.
card that gets yeah, treasure. Cool.
It's gonna see play. Moving on to another uncommon, it is Overgrown Zealot. Just 1 and a green for a 0/4 creature elf druid. You can tap it to add a mana of any color, or you can tap it to add 2 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to turn permanents face up.
Okay.
We've seen Manifest Dread in this
Mm-hmm.
set, and we already know about like the kind of clue. What is that? I can't remember the actual name of this thing from Murders at Karlov Manor. What do they call that?
Oh yeah.
The disguise
This
mechanic.
guy
That's
is
what it was.
yeah.
That'll help flip this over. So I think there's going to be a pretty viable deck with flipping cards. This new Manifest Dread.
It's a good just mana dork too, and it's
Mm-hmm.
another. It's just another elf mana dork.
It's another elf mana dork, just what we
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Seems
I think
seems good. I don't know what to say about that.
once we get foundations and we get Llanowar elves, and that's just going to be ramp central and standard, it's going to go insane.
What a
Yeah.
time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. We got the tracks on turn 3.
Oh, that's gonna be fantastic.
I'm going to hate it. But yeah, I think this card's good. Like I said, Manifest Dread, Disguise Mechanic. We got those things.
Yep.
This will definitely see play, and I'm kind of excited to brew around it. And it's a 0/4, so it'll block pretty much anything early
That's
game.
true. Say
I love
goodbye
it.
to aggro red in the beginning.
Say goodbye to
I'm
aggro
blocking.
red. I am blocking. All right, and let's move on to the final card. It is probably talked about today because of the art. Let me tell you, it's pretty cool. It is Fear of Surveillance, 1 and a white for a 2/2 enchantment creature nightmare. It's got vigilance, and it says whenever it attacks, surveil 1.
I thought you were gonna keep
Just
reading. Sorry, I was like, cool.
it's just it's a really good card.
Yeah,
It's a nice
yeah.
bear, dude.
Dude, I love bears.
I
This is
know.
a bear with upside.
And let me tell you a fun stat.
Tell
This is
me.
the only mono white card with surveil.
That is a pretty fun stat. Yeah, and the art, like you said, I think that's might have been. I mean, people talk about it because it's a good card, I'm sure too, but art is terrifying. It's like the last. Didn't we just? Is this fear a cycle? It's gotta be a cycle, right?
It's a huge cycle.
Oh, okay, okay.
There has been so many cards.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. It's
Just think of fear of burning alive, fear of immobility, fear of lost teeth, fear of isolation, fear of imposters, fear of the dark. You get the point.
I get the point. It's a lot of fears. People are scared of a lot of shit. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. Especially this set, you know.
I mean, I'd be scared to have 25 eyeballs looking around me. That's kind of scary.
Fear of surveillance, though.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I
Surveil.
mean, hey, today, nowadays, you're being watched everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Eyeballs always watching.
Big Brother's watching.
But no, this card is going to see play too.
Yeah, I agree.
Just the ability to go ahead and surveil every time this attacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Surveil is, I like Surveil a lot.
I almost feel like this should be an uncommon. This is a common, by the way. Didn't mention that.
Yeah, that actually, I didn't notice that until you brought it up.
Mhm.
That's pretty powerful.
It is. But yeah, that is going to do it for us today. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you guys wanted to see all the rest of the cards, check the links in the description, specifically that Instagram link at Guys at Magic. We post all of the spoilers, not just the ones we talk about. So stay up to date. Follow us on over there. Also in the description, links, like I said, the other socials, Twitter, TikTok, at Guys at Magic for those two. Before we wrap things up, Shane, what was your favorite card we talked about today?
I keep thinking you're going to forget to ask me my favorite card.
Mm.
I think I'm going to steal it because I think you're going to say it, but I'm going to say it first. I like the Reluctant Role Model. It's a
Ooh,
bear,
it is.
and it's a good
It
bear.
is. It is a really good bear.
Yeah.
Um, I'm split. I do like the Reluctant Role Model. That's a very good card. But I think I'm actually going to go with Unholy Lobby and
Oh.
the Ritual Chamber because card draw, what we say,
It wins
wins the game.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, so that card's gonna see play.
They both will.
Yeah. Comment down below. What was your guys' favorite card today? Always interested to hear you guys' opinions. On the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, check the description as well. Find that Patreon link and consider subscribing. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye bye.